Hello and welcome to the Mansfield Town Shirts YouTube channel. Today we're going to be looking at some of the latest additions to the collection. There's no need to run the introduction anymore, so let's get straight into the video. So obviously the club have had an incredible season, culminating in promotion from League 2 into League 1 this season. It'd be slightly remiss of me not to firstly mention that, but also to introduce some of the shirts I've got from this season. This isn't all of them, but this is just a few. The first one is the home shirt. A Castore home shirt here with the League 2 patches on that you can see have been worn, it's been washed. This one is Hiram Boateng's, who's had a fantastic season, I think. Certainly came into his own in the second half of the season in the centre of midfield. And I'm delighted to have this shirt, to have one of the home shirts worn from this season is a tremendous thing to add into the collection. I think Castore came for a bit of stick, and I will do a video on the Castore sort of shirts from this season and a bit of a debacle around that early doors. But it is going to be a classic purely because of the promotion season. And overall, I think apart from maybe a few qualms about the material, I think the shirt is a really nice shirt. To go alongside the shirt, I do also have a replica medal here, which you can see there, which I really like. Just sort of adds a little bit to the collection. Looks great with the shirt. I'll just show you an image there. It looks great with the actual shirt itself. Along with the home shirt, we've got the away shirt here, the red, which again, it was slightly unpopular. Not unsure why really, because Mansfield Town's first shirt in 1910 was red, and we wore red away for the majority of the 80s. This one worn by the captain, Aidan Flint, worn against Colchester away. It's missing the together patches, which for some reason were missing on that game in particular. It also doesn't have the AGG sponsor at the bottom, which came in the game after that. But yeah, this one worn away at Colchester, and absolutely am delighted to have a shirt of Aidan's in the collection. He's been an absolute monster for us at the back, and I'm sure will be great for us next season as well. And the away shirt you can see in the background up there, that's Callum McDonald's away shirt, match worn as well. So that's the home and the away. This is the third shirt. Again, all reasonably recent additions into the collection. This one worn by top goal scorer and probably our best player this season, Davies Keeler-Dunn, who will hopefully be with us again in League 1 next season. Love the shirt. This one was worn away at Salford. Photo matched by the little bit of damage you can see on the end at the top there, which you can't quite see there, but you can see it a little bit. So that's matched to the photos from that particular game where he scored. Again, no together patches worn, which they weren't really worn very often with this third shirt for whatever reason. I think the club may have run out. But it's grown on me, this shirt. Wasn't my favourite when it was released. I don't think the green sponsor helps. I think if it was the blue colour or maybe the yellow of the Castore, that would probably make a little bit of a better shirt. But really pleased. The Keeler-Dunn obviously moves a massive gap because the name's that long, it has to go quite high, so it looks a bit odd from a distance. But yeah, really pleased with this one, and another addition into the collection from this season. And as a collector, there's always seasons where you think I'll never turn down a shirt from that season. You can't have too many. So this season, for example, 2001-02, the conference title winning season, I've already got 4 shirts from that season. This one becomes a 5th. It's another match worn from this season with the blue square patches. This was the area shirt that we got promoted out of the National League as champions in 2012-13. This is worn by centre-back George Pilkington. I've already got Matt Green's and Louis Briscoe's, but to add another one into the collection, I was never going to turn this one down. It's one of my favourite shirts. Love the collar and the design. Obviously, the fact that it was worn as we won promotion out of the National League, and Pilkington played a part of that in defence. I love the font set. The last time that Mansfield had a font set that wasn't the standard as defined by the league. So really pleased with this one. Another collection. This was only this week. This was hot off the press. This was added into the collection this week. Yeah, delighted to have that one. Sticking with the National League days, we have this shirt here from 2009-2010, made by Canterbury. Argentina style, as I like to call it, but I do like it as a shirt. It is a nice shirt. This one worn by striker Carl Perry, who was with us for that season, signed by him at the top as well. He was quite popular at the time. He was a really good striker for us, but he only played for us for 1 season. Delighted to have one of his shirts, and it's the second shirt of this I've got in the collection. I've got Craig Armstrong's as well, but this one's clearly match worn. You can see that the collar's been cut by the player. It's got dirt on the top and a few bits of dirt here and there on the back. But yeah, it's a nice shirt. I wasn't a big fan of the Canterbury ones, but this one's probably my favourite one that they did. and it's a nice shirt again to add into the collection. This next shirt is an interesting one. It's my only non-Mansfield shirt in the collection, and if you see my interview with John Delaye on here, you may already have an idea what this might be. After that interview I did with John, he very kindly said, do you want one of these shirts that he brought with him? And it's a Middlesbrough shirt worn against Mansfield in the FA Cup in the relegation season of 2007-2008. It's worn by Brazilian Fabio Rochenbach, who played in that game. I haven't got John's shirt from that game, but I have got the Mansfield shirt. So this was the shirt that the Stags wore in that FA Cup game. This one worn by Martin McIntosh. But yeah, so to have both shirts now from that game, also to have a Brazilian international shirt, is great, and one that I'll cherish. And thank John, for giving that back to me very kindly after the interview. But it is the only non-Mansfield shirt. Unless I get something offered similar like that, it will be the only one I have, because I don't have any other shirts of any other clubs. But to have this shirt along with the shirt that Mansfield wore in that game in the third round of the FA Cup is something I'll cherish. Yeah, it's a lovely shirt, this one. And my second most recent addition, a shirt that I've added in the last couple of weeks, is one from a key game in our history. Unfortunately, it wasn't a great game. It was the Millennium Stadium playoff final, which we lost in 2003-04. And it's the Garmin shirt here that you can see that's worn for the final and then for the following season. This one worn by Adam Eaton, left back Adam Eaton, who unfortunately had a succession of injuries which cut his career a lot shorter than it would have been, and Stags would love to have kept him because he was fantastic for Mansfield, but he's got a bit of dirt on the front there, you can see. This worn in the final itself, it's the second player shirt I've got that's worn. I've got a goalkeeper shirt that's worn as well, and two player issue shirts on the final now, so we've got quite a few. But again, it's another match that I will never turn down shirts for. If you get offered the chance as a Millennium Stadium, you can see the specific writing of the game there, the printing. You can't turn down shirts from the playoff final, and it's another great addition, very kindly donated into the collection. Another playoff related shirt that we've had into the collection in the last couple of months is from the 2018-19 unsuccessful playoff semi-final campaign against Newport County. I have this home shirt here, home shirt from the away leg against Newport County, where we drew 1-1. I had Nicky Jose's shirt already in this, but he was on the bench and didn't come on, so it was issued rather than worn. You can see the playoff patches there. You can sort of see the damage around where the league patch has been taken off and replaced with the playoff one. This one worn by Gethin Jones, fullback who's now at Bolton. Did well for the Stags before moving on, but a shirt from a game that disappointing for the Stags in terms of we lost the semi-final over the two legs, but to have a shirt now that I know has been worn in the game rather than just bench worn is great. And another shirt from a game that I'm not going to turn down shirts from any sort of playoff games, and nice to have Jones in the collection. Weirdly enough as well, it's a number 20 was the only number. I did a Christmas countdown, an advent calendar type countdown, or count up should I say, and number 20 was the only shirt that I didn't have for some reason. I had lots of other numbers but not 20, so to get one of them will help me out next December, I'm sure. And the final shirt I'm going to talk about today is one that's probably a few months old rather than in the last month or so, but it's one I don't think I've shown on here so far. It's a goalkeeper shirt from 2005-06, worn by Carl Muggleton. It's here, Carlotti, signed. Worn at the last game against Bury, which is the game that I went to. I remember that one. You see the EFL, the big font on there, the white and gold. You've got the Coca-Cola sleeve patches that you can see there, the sort of shiny felt material you can see there. Just very rare. I don't think these were ever sold in the shops. In fact, they weren't sold in the shops. So to have this from the player signed as well, kindly donated into the collection by a fan who got it after the game, is brilliant. You just don't see many of them. I've never seen another one about. I certainly don't think there's any match worn ones knocking around. So yeah, really delighted to have this one, another shirt to add into the collection, and certainly a rare one as well. So that brings this particular video to a close in terms of new additions. I will be hopefully regularly posting these sort of update videos of new shirts that I've had as the year progresses. I do apologise for not having any videos the last couple of weeks, but I have been working on other stuff. If you've checked out my other social media channels, which is generally at Mansfield Town Shirts or MTFC Shirts on X, I'm working on a website basically that will document all of the club's history through shirts and show all of my shirts as well at the same time. So working away on that in the background, so keep your eyes out for any information on that soon. Really appreciate you watching. If you could give the video a like, that would really, really help, and subscribe to the channel if you already haven't. But thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.